Hey guys, welcome to the late night chat. I hope everybody's going to be having a wonderful day, wonderful evening, wonderful weekend. Um, some of the things that I'm wanting to start doing with this is just kind of recapping the day every night. Have this drop. Late night, just kind of catch up on what's been going on throughout the day, what's been taking place, how things have been going. We're in a time where we are everything is changing so much. There's so much news going on right now. It's ridiculous and hard to keep up with between political news, stock markets, you name it, world news. Everything's changing so much right now, and it's hard to keep up. So the best way to do it is just to recap the end of the day, see how everything looks, and decide on there. For those of you who don't really know me, okay, I go by the name Radio Charlie. I teach high school science, and one of the biggest things that I teach my students is question everything. No matter what it is, question it, okay? Find the answers for yourself. Don't trust what anybody says. Don't trust what your teachers tell you. I tell them to question me. Find things that I'm doing wrong every time. Okay, call me out on it. Don't look at just one side of the story. Look at the entire picture, because by the time you look at the entire picture, it's going to tell you what is truly going on. Okay, it's going to tell you exactly what you need to know. Okay, not what they're wanting you to hear, not what they're trying to convince you on, but you're going to see everything that you want to know. Okay. I was looking at the stocks today, and S&P's down 0.3%. Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 0.5%. NASDAQ's up 0.09%. So it kind of finished on a down day. What I find interesting is when you look at them on average, a lot of them, the stocks are actually up. When you look at it, I've been on I use one of the brokerage ones, Robinhood. Okay, Robinhood's becoming more and more popular, where you can buy a fraction of stock. Okay, that was something that the lovely missus and I got into at the beginning of the pandemic, trying to figure out what's going on and all of that. Some of the ones that you would think in the last couple of weeks that would be going down are actually going up a little bit in the end. Twitter, Apple, Facebook, all the ones that have been getting a lot of the publicity in the last couple of weeks since the beginning of the month, they're actually on an upward trend. Apple's up 2.5%, Twitter's up almost 2%, Facebook's up almost 1.5%, which is pretty steady. And then you have things like Netflix that's down. So it's always interesting to see. No, I don't understand it all, to be honest with you guys, but I can tell, ups and downs when it's all said and done, and how our economy and how the world looks at it when it's all said and done. So yeah, we're going into the market, so it's the weekend, off hours, after hours, however you want to look at it. So we're not going to really see anything more until Monday. But I did find that interesting, though, that all the ones that have been catching a lot of heat are actually kind of on a steady increase. The only one that I noticed that isn't on a steady increase, which really surprised me, is Amazon. Okay, Amazon closed out, where was it? At $3,292. Ridiculous number, okay? But they opened at $3,304. Okay, peaked out, and then they were just on that slow under average throughout the entire day. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference with them, okay? But it should steadily creep back up knowing Amazon and having an idea of what Amazon is going to be capable of, especially since they've offered to give of their resources to send out vaccines quicker. Okay. I have a feeling that because I'm talking about vaccines in here that YouTube's probably going to flag it, but whatever. It's one of those that, yeah, Amazon has the ability to send out product extremely quick. I mean, I think we've all had Amazon at one point or time in the other, and definitely have had use of their services over the last year. I think a lot of people did it. In the last year alone, Amazon went up, I think it was like $2,000 when it's all said and done. $1,300 increase in the last year during the pandemic. So what they were able to do for us, being able to have stuff shipped straight to our homes, was a really good concept for it. And then they started catching some heat, but whatever. They're going to catch heat. Everybody's going to catch heat every now and then. It's just, do they recover from it? How do they recover when it's all said and done? Like I said, I don't think Amazon is going to have any issues with it. Robinhood still has them at 94% of the people that they talk to and trade are still saying buy the stock, so it could only go up from there. One of the other entertaining things to look at when you guys are doing this, and I'm not trying to promote Robinhood for any reason other than it's what I use. It's what I know how to use. Okay, is Bitcoin. I still have not figured out Bitcoin yet, but I've heard a lot of people refer to it now as the millennials gold standard. Okay, which I actually happen to tend to agree with it, because so many people are going to be putting in their money that are millennials, like what the older generations did with gold way back when. Over the last month alone, since, call it what, Christmas, it has gained a little over $9,000 in value. Okay, I think we're going to do an episode later just on Bitcoin. I did one a couple of years ago when I wasn't too familiar with it, but I've learned a little bit more, even though I don't know everything yet. And even 4 years ago, I think Bitcoin was trading at like $6,000 or $7,000. So I mean, it's gone through the roof over time. So it's going to be really interesting to see where this goes and how people buy into it and think about it when it's all said and done. As I've always said, and even as I said it at the beginning, I always tell people, look at both sides of the story. Look at both sides of what's going on to figure out what the real story is. No matter who you look at, when I went and Googled everything for today, they all kind of say the same thing when it's all done. Biden made his first foreign leader outreach today to Canada and Mexico to start setting up conversations. Typical beginning of presidency stuff. I know I'm not going to get into this whole, well, I fall on this side. No, well, I fall on this side. Well, you're wrong because of that. No, what we are doing in here, we are just giving the facts. We are just calling it as it is. You may get an opinion every now and then, but you may not really even find out which side I'm for. I'm just giving it to you guys how it is when it's all said and done. I apologize, guys. I need a lot of water. I've been trying to get off the pop right now for the last couple of months, and not lately. I've just been craving water when it's all said and done, which is not a bad thing, but definitely drink a lot of water these days. We'll pull up a couple of things here and see. One of the biggest things other than that is obviously what is going on with former President Donald Trump and what the second impeachment hearings and all of that are going to take place. I'm kind of glad when I'm hearing that they're going to hold off for a little bit, because regardless of what side you voted for, if Congress was going to be so hell-bent on wanting to push through impeachment like immediately after the inauguration with transfer of power, it was going to hold up so many things. It was going to be a nail in the coffin, I feel. It was going to be one of those that, why aren't you focusing on getting your guy set up now to try and hopefully make him as successful as possible, but you are so bent on other things that you're going to push the new guy aside just to focus on that. So what I'm seeing here, and I've gone to ABC, CNN, Fox, all of them, and they've all said Senator Schumer announces Trump impeachment trial to start the week of February the 8th. So they're putting a little bit of time in between now and then to hopefully keep the government going. I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with that, but I mean, that's just the way I feel about it. I hope for the best for this president and the term. I've been one of those that I have adamantly believed in the idea of having faith, trust, and respect for the office of the president. Okay? I respect the office. A good friend of mine said it on his show earlier this week, and I think it's really the same thing, that it's like, love the guy or hate the guy. It doesn't matter. Okay? I could despise Biden and loathe him entirely. But somebody walks up that is not from here, and I don't want to say illegal, but if you are here illegally, okay, and you start bad-mouthing the president, it could have been, Bush the older, Bush the younger, Obama, Clinton, Trump, Biden, I'll probably punch you in the nose. I'm just saying. I'll probably try and knock you out, because you don't disrespect it. Okay, don't disrespect the office of it when it's all said and done. Okay, you show respect for the office. You may not have respect for the person, but you still got to show respect for the office when it's all said and done. Okay. One of the other things that's going along with this that I'm seeing here is that the National Guard, okay, we saw, I think it's gotten up to, like 15,000 some odd soldiers that are stationed in Washington, D.C. right now. They're going to probably be there for quite a while. Okay. It's probably going to be quite a while that they are there, not just, I think I heard something at the beginning was going to be something like 30 days. A lot of these outlets and a lot of what I'm hearing from other sources are saying that probably not going to go away anytime soon. We're probably going to see them there for at least the foreseeable future. Okay. I don't agree with it. That's just one of those things. Okay, we've heard a lot of flack today alone just on that, because of soldiers getting moved from the Capitol grounds to a garage. Then senators and representatives getting mad about that, so they moved them back again. It's kind of hard to follow, and I'm not really even sure that I'm following it right now, if you want the honest truth. But it seems to me that this isn't going to get better anytime soon. Okay, we've just started going through the idea that it has to get worse before it gets better, and I'm hoping that I'm wrong. I'm really praying that I'm wrong, but that's kind of where my focus is going on this in the end. One of the other interesting things, kind of getting away from politics here for a little bit, Mega Millions just hit in this case 16 minutes ago, what the numbers are. Okay, maybe you are the winner.
Snow days.
Maybe you are the winner of a whopping $739 million cash payout. What'd they say here? The Mega Millions jackpot has increased to a whopping $1 billion for Friday night's drawing. 731 million cash out if you were to take that option, or if you were to have the annuity, you would get the $1 billion over the course of like 30 years. But the winning numbers are 4, 26, 42, 50, 60, with the Mega Ball number of 24. Now, I'm not the winner, I can tell you that much right now. But maybe somebody did, okay? We are still on ABC News, and it reads that if a lucky lottery player wins, this will mark the second largest jackpot in Mega Millions history and the third largest in the U.S. lottery history. The lump sum cash payout officially would be $739.6 million. I couldn't even conceive ideas about what would I do with that kind of money. Okay, I would just be content being debt-free. Definitely don't need $739.6 million to become debt-free. But I don't know. I have no idea. Those numbers when you get into it is just crazy. Powerball went 2 days ago, I want to say, earlier this week. Powerball hit their numbers, and it was coming up really close. They were neck and neck with each other there for a while. So they also say for the Saturday drawing tomorrow night, Powerball is resetting to $20 million. $20 million, even if somebody was to win $20 million, I think we would all be content with that. Okay. The funny thing that when I see these is that you hear the news say, "Oh, we have a winner in Jacksonville, Florida," or "That's where the winning where the winning lottery ticket was sold." Whatever happens to the people? Do they just like mysteriously get off to like Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah, I went there, but you never hear about them again. Other than that, they just kind of like disappear off the face of the earth, which I don't blame them. But that would be kind of curious to see if we could find something about that. And what happens to these people? Because I think it was like 15 years ago or so when I was in high school that there was a statistic that said people who win the lottery after 10 years are completely bankrupt. It's like, wow. I don't want to be bankrupt in 10 years. I want to be like sitting pretty good in 10 years. So just some interesting things. Well, there you guys have it. There's just a couple of things that have been going on over the course of today. If you see something that you like that you want to be talked about, make sure you leave it in the comment section here. I don't have all these fancy doohickeys, like, subscribe, tune in for the next episode with all these little buttons popping up everywhere. No, we all know. YouTube, if you like what you hear, if you like what you see on the channel, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. There's going to be stuff dropping every single day, starting today, from daily catch-ups to different music reviews, movie reviews, you name it. It's probably going to be on here. That's why this place is called Charlie Foxtrot Radio. Pretty soon, I'm hoping that we are going to be streaming on all major platforms that you can find podcasts at, okay? And not just these little 20-minute segments that I'm hoping that eventually we are going to have people coming in for interviews. You name it. It's going to get talked about. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Stay safe. God bless. Don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you as we leave here tonight.